Right, wait for this then. Wait for the Union flag. Gonna see who gets the drop here. Oh, it's a false start. Eagerness, anticipation. Some of these guys having to really go for it. They haven't run for a long time unless they've run to catch a bus. But oh, look at that, number 34 pedalling off, and a flying start by Sam Clues. Sam Clues replacing Kevin Schwantz here on the number 34 Norton gets away. And Glenn English, who fights with him regularly in the Lansdowne Cup number 1. Glenn English will hand over to John McGuinness in the later stages. Glenn English is on board. 68 then, it's Russell. And it's Russell's teammate. Let's have a look who's riding with him. Yes, it's Michael Russell, who will hand over to Mick Grant. So these are Lansdowne Cup regulars. Did I see that BMW looking good? It looked as though Bush, number 12 coming in. Oh, already that's a tragedy for Julian Ide, bringing that in. So
in the meantime,
go on,
they come into view. It is the number 1 bike that leads just as it did in the wet yesterday. So Glenn English holds the advantage as he comes past my position at St Mary's. The number 34 right on his tail. That's Sam Clues. This is the battle then. There is the BMW. You were spot on. That's Sebastian Gooch on the 1937 BMW there in 5th position as they start their charge back towards the paddock, back towards the pits, down the Lavant Straight with the kink in the middle.
Well, Mike Ho's doing a good job on number 3. Here comes Troy Corser's teammate, number 5, Klaus Ottlinger, who's going to really, I beg your pardon, that's not number 5 coming through there, Klaus Ottlinger, that's Lothar Singer's. Troy Corser's teammate is on the number 7 BMW out there. And underneath going through on the number 68, pushing really hard, Michael Russell. These guys at the front, Toby, race together week in, week out, so this is going to be fun.
It is. There is Michael Hose, number 3 in 3rd position. He comes past the pit entry for the very first time. It's a 25-minute race, and after 8 minutes, the pit lane will be then made open for then the, quote, faster rider to then jump on the bike.
It's Duncan Fitchett leading. I got him down on the number 34, like Sam Clues. I thought Sam Clues was going to, but it's Duncan Fitchett who's handed over the lead rider responsibility to young Sam Clues, who will replace Kevin Schwantz. So that is a huge responsibility for the youngster. It's Duncan Fitchett out in the lead, still the number 1 bike, but number 34 bike, but really, really going well. Where is the number 1 bike?
The number 1 bike. Oh, no, problem for Hose.
No,
that's the Michael Dunlop machine that he's going to be sharing and handing over to Dunlop. And there seems to be a problem, but has he got it going again? He's coming up to pass me, and he seems to have got the speed back.
Well, something happened there.
Bizarre false neutral or something.
There's Glenn English, race leader. Glenn English now a country mile ahead of Duncan Fitchett. Duncan Fitchett, number 34 on the bike. Just being passed by Mike Russell, neck and neck, these two. I was confused by the colour of the leathers. I'm quite sure that Fitchett and young Sam Clues have done a bit of a swapping job here.
Silver armband.
Yeah, I know, but not black leathers.
Not black leathers.
And Duncan Fitchett wears black leathers.
And that's Dec Crutchlow's bike with Kevin Rushworth, who's put it over on the tyres. A problem after the technical maladies that they had yesterday. And off-screen, but in front of me, the Manx Norton of Bernard Murray, Roger Munsey, number 4, has pulled off as well with a technical problem. Meanwhile, over the line, this is the battle for 2nd place.
Well, I'm going to be a bit circumspect about who is on that number 34 Norton, because that does not look like Duncan Fitchett to me, I have to say, although technically that is who should be on it. He's got the armband on, sure, but it does not look like it. Duncan Fitchett wears black leathers. And coming into the pits, number 78, of that we can be sure that's Gordon Russell. Gordon Russell bringing the 500cc Gilera in. That pretty Gilera is having to be retired.
In the meantime, this is the battle a little bit further down the field for the outside of the top 10. Seb Perez there, he's going to be handing over to Scott Smart. That is the battle there for 3rd. Grant going through, Russell going through, so he's got that position as Sam comes back at him to retake that 2nd place, should I say. The BMW, the number 7, head down on the tank. Sebastian Gooch flying down the Lavant Straight. Will he get third by the time he comes towards Woodcote? Well, yes, he does.
And brilliant. And think we're heading up to a rider change, and we know who's going to get on that bike. Double world superbike champion Troy Corser is going to be on that number 7 BMW, and then the sparks will fly, literally. Because he'll be grounding the cylinder heads on it. God, he's absolutely terrific. I'm still a little bit confused about who's on the number 34 bike, but we're going to have to go with what we see, Toby, because it certainly does not look like Duncan Fitchett.
Okay, battle for third, going through your shot there. That's Gordon Russell taking the position back ahead of Gooch. They start another lap, time ticking away. Remember, 8 minutes into this 25-minute race, the pit lane will be made open. I remind you that the leader of the race is Glenn English on the number 1, the 1953 Manx
9 seconds.
9 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. He is lapping 3 seconds a lap faster than anybody else on the racetrack. Stunning.
We still have 20 minutes of racing to go here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. The number 34 bike getting away, that's Sebastian Gooch on the BMW, the ancient BMW. I can tell you that bike comes from 1937. That number 68 Norton, a very different kettle of fish. Michael Russell, it's a Velocet MSS Pushrod 500. We had a look at that close up. It's basically an MSS, a road bike, but they've been breathed on it. Look
at that BMW go, the number 7 as he goes through your shot. Here is our first glimpse of the number 27. That is Stuart Tong, Adam Child's matchless 1954 bike.
I tell you what though, look at the number 25 in 5th place currently. That bike that won the race yesterday, that ancient Rudge, is doing a fantastic job in the dry in the hands of Mike Farrell. And they'll be going obviously for overall honours while this battle rages for third. There it is in your shot, there it is, that's Mike Farrell on that ancient Rudge, the number 25 bike with girder forks and rigid rear end. Just watch the way it handles here with its skinny tyres. 83 years old, this bike. It's tremendous. Charlie Williams said to me yesterday, there's no way we're going to stand a cat in hell's chance if it's dry. I tell you what, they are in 5th place and very, very much in touch with the leaders. And if they can pull off the overall here, they've every chance of doing it as well. What a coup that will be, Tony.
Yeah, it is an aggregate race. They led yesterday by some 9.85 seconds. So the 2 race times will be added together to then get our overall winner of this Barry Sheene Memorial Trophy race here on his 66th birthday today, September the 11th.
Well, Glenn English knows what the aggregate means, and of course he's got to stretch that gap as far as he can, because yesterday he and John McGuinness finished in 4th place, some 11.2 seconds away from the leaders. So they've got everything to play for as well, which is why I said coming into this race it is going to be so close. Sebastian Gooch on the number 7 BMW with his head down, his tail up, absolutely flying.
Well, through the sunshine they continue as they come into the chicane. No big puddle on the outside of the chicane as it was yesterday. Perfect weather conditions for racing. Look at the heat haze, look at the view, the deck chairs in the background. Service personnel watching this tremendous race as Sam Clues goes through your shot. This is the battle then for 3rd position, 3rd, 4th and 5th place. There is the number 25, that's the Farrell bike. Mike Farrell, Charlie Williams going to be getting on that soon. We're now into the pit stop window.
Yep, Toby, our timing screens reflect the timings for this race, so we'll have to wait till it all shakes down to see who gets the final verdict with the 2 races. Bottom line is they've got to finish both races to get the overall, and it will be done on places, I suspect, more than divvying up the times. Times might be used if we get a tie, but certainly our timing screens are applicable to this race only, so everybody's really going for it. There's a lot of pride and honour at stake here, isn't there?
Oh, totally. This is serious stuff, and you can't stop a racer racing no matter how long ago he stopped racing at top international level. But hey, this is the Goodwood Revival. It is top international level. Pit window is now open. Will these people be coming in immediately after they come out of Woodcote through the chicane?
Look at Farrell!
Look at the speed!
Look at the speed on that 1933 Rudge as it went past. Mike Farrell then, 83 years old, that bike, not the rider, 83 years old. That bike flew through, and it is incredibly... Charlie Williams said to me, he's got this bike going well. I have to say, he's not wrong. It is incredibly quick, that thing.
It did. I did chuckle here in the commentary box a moment ago, Barry, when you said, look how it handles. Does it? Really? Are you sure about that?
Look how it doesn't handle. Well, the Fitchett and Clues bike going over. It'll be interesting to see who does jump on that number 34. But look at it. Look at this Rudge now going past the Gilera that we saw in the pits. So a tail ender, Gordon Russell was on that. I expect Gordon Russell is back out on it again, the Gilera. But it's being passed. Well, I don't believe it. If a 1933 Rudge goes past a 500 Grand Prix four-cylinder Gilera, it defies logic. It defies logic. Look at that.
As they come over the slight crest, the number 78 is a lap or two down, so we need to concentrate on the other motorcycles in this shot as they come over the slight crest through St Mary's, past my commentary position. I watch them sweep from my right to my left, behind the maple trees and away towards the Lavant corner. A double apex right-hander. Into the right-hander they go, and now they'll be starting to wind the thing up, squeeze the throttle open and charge down one of the fastest parts of this Goodwood race circuit.
It's going to be interesting to see what the number 25... Oh, close to dawn on the grass, over the curve almost. Oh, he didn't know he was there. The Gilera moved across and he was going for the gap, but he had to take to the rough stuff. Now he's moved across on the inside. Mike Farrell, number 25. He's underneath Michael Russell on that antique Rudge. He's underneath Michael Russell. The Gilera then proving to be something of an obstacle for him here, but they're at the chicane. Can he do him as they go up towards Madgwick? Well, I don't know. He's got his head down. He's going to come out of the slipstream. He's going to really tuck it in. We don't have a blue flag system, or not one that I can see. He's got it past. He's in front. So he's now put the Gilera between himself and Michael Russell. This Rudge is on an absolute mission. And where was it when it went over the line? It was in second place, unbelievably. Come on, boys.
So the leading machine of Glenn English is away with this race. He has a 21-second lead. That looks like a bike change. He's just come out of the pitch, so Clues now in the hands to Fitchett.
That's Duncan Fitchett.
Yes, absolutely. So now, with 13 minutes remaining in this 25-minute race, now the first of the really quick guys is on. Just look at how this motorcycle, this 83-year-old Rudge motorcycle handles in inverted commas. Just look at the front wheel. What does it feel like when you're racing on that motorcycle? You're leaned over at angles that are just unbelievable for an 80 pre-war motorcycle.
And Toby, with a front tyre barely wider than a bicycle tyre.
Exactly. Yes, the modern tyre technology is much better, but even so. Troy Corser on the machine.
Yes.
Steve Parrish is on the machine.
Here we go.
Here is the leader of the race. He's continuing on.
Game on, folks. Game on. Glenn English has got to come in. Race leader Glenn English with the red, white and blue helmet there has got to do his rider change. Now the smart teams will come in and do their change early to get the fast guys out there. With 12 minutes remaining of this race, we get the fast guys now on board, and then the sparks will fly. But that ancient Rudge in second place with Mike Farrell, didn't he do a good job then? In he comes. In comes the number 25 Rudge. Charlie Williams told me that they've practiced their team changes. Let's see how successful they are. Charlie Williams then, that very focused from the multiple TT winner, glint through the visor. I tell you where we're going to see action here, Toby. Charlie Williams cut his teeth, did all of his winning on two-stroke machinery primarily. His corner speed is phenomenal.
It was moving around with the previous racer. How is it going to move around underneath Charlie Williams now that he is going to be up to speed in a few moments' time? More and more bike rider changes. Crew Baxter with the Vincent Black Shadow, they appear out of the pit lane here. in 7th position at the moment. I remind you that Glenn English continues to lead this motorcycle race. John McGuinness is waiting in the pit lane. There is the leader, an enormous advantage. He's the rider that started the race, Glenn English. He's shown people behind him that he's going to be coming in as he comes into the chicane for the last time. John McGuinness, gloves on, leather zipped up, visor clicked down. John McGuinness going to be racing here at Goodwood Revival for the 2nd time here this weekend in just a moment's time.
You watch this, ladies and gentlemen, the 23 times Isle of Man TT winner John McGuinness then climbing on board, taking over the bike from Glenn English. That was slick, that was quick. How quick do you want it? Number 9 going over the line, the Gilera Saturno with Alan Cathcart, the journalist, on board. I can tell there is John McGuinness.
He must still be leading the race. He must. He had an enormous advantage before he came into the pits to give the motorcycle over to John. There is third place.
That's Charlie Williams. Second place, Charlie Williams on the Rudge. Over the line he goes, gets his head down, gets his tail up, moves into the middle of the track. Up behind Duncan Fitchett then. Duncan Fitchett on the Norton.
So as he comes over the line, he's done his pit stop. Russell hasn't pitted yet, so he's in 2nd place, but he hasn't pitted yet. But McGuinness, a 14-second advantage, really is at a 32-second advantage over the 34 that has stopped. The red background to the number on the graphic shows that the 2nd rider is on it.
Indeed, and the silver armband telling you all you need to know. On the 68 then,
he'll be coming in then.
Absolutely fantastic.
He's got to come in on this lap, otherwise the pit window will shut as he starts his thrash down the Lavant straight towards Woodcote, past the Super Shell hospitality area on his left. Great views of Goodwood. Isn't that a timeless view of this Goodwood racing circuit at the Revival? A world-leading retro motorsport event for 4 wheels, for 2 wheels, and for aviation. He'll be coming into the pits now. Rider chain's up and coming. He's in 2nd, but when the stagger unravels after the rider change, he's going to be dropping a little further down the order, and Fitchett will take that 2nd place.
We're going to see Mick Grant get on board now. Mick Grant, multiple TT winner. Mick Grant will climb on board Mike Russell's Velocet MSS. And Mick Grant said he loves the bike. It's ever so fast. There's Charlie Williams there as that familiar helmet of Mick Grant. Mick Grant then climbing on board. Come on, get him out of the pits, get him out of the pits. If you can't fire it up,
problem.
Give it a bump. Come on, a good bump start. Come on, Mick.
Problem. They're going to need the rollers, are they? Oh, they're going to need the rollers. It died.
They didn't keep it going. Oh, no, what a problem. So Mick Grant frustrated there.
So, from the top, McGuinness leads the race by 29 seconds ahead of Fitchett on the number 34 and Charlie Williams in 3rd position. There you have it on the graphic. Mick Grant still trying to get out of the pits. They're trying to get it started. Desperate, almost real Le Mans 24-hour endurance stuff, Boldor stuff here to get the machine back in the race.
Real panic stations, and the quicker you try and do it, the worse it's going to get. I tell you, everybody becomes fingers and thumbs. Nothing works like it should. You get absolutely confused. The brain gets cloudy. It's a really, really desperate panic situation. It's a bit like being in the commentary box.
And it's a hot engine as well, isn't it? And they don't want to start. It shot forward, and then immediately it stopped. I think that may be it.
There's Troy Corser. Troy Corser, number 7, tucked in on the back. Where are they in the race? They're in 8th place, Troy Corser on that BMW. There he is. Let's see what he can do. The Australian, the Aussie, the double World Superbike champion, Troy Corser, tucked down absolutely flat out on that ancient BMW. Sebastian Gooch did a great job on the R5 SS from 1937, and in those years leading up to World War II, BMW produced bikes in the hands of George Meyer that won the Isle of Man TT 1939. A great pedigree with those Boxer twins, and they carried the Boxer twin design on into many, many years afterwards, and still currently BMW have not sacrificed it. They're the race leader. McGuinness then, as you say, a long way clear, nearly 30 seconds ahead of the Fitchett-Clues pairing.
He comes past my position. He's got that 29-second advantage. He's got it all in the palm of his little Alpine Stars leather-gloved hand, hasn't he? As he makes his way down towards Woodcote again. It's all about listening to the noises. It's all about listening to how the bike is running. It's very warm here. It's a perfect autumnal day to go racing here at the Goodwood Revival. There is not a cloud in the sky over these riders' heads, but McGuinness knows all about pressure. He knows about riding on his own. That's what the Isle of Man is all about. He knows about racing a track.
Such a disappointment. We need to say that this bike, prepared by Fred Walmsley, the legendary tuner, who also put together the bike that Mike Hose sadly retired on. Such a disappointment for Michael Dunlop that he will not get a further taste of the Goodwood race circuit action in the dry, because the number 3 bike, oh it is, he's obviously done his change, I beg your pardon. They're in 8th place, they obviously got it back. He's in 8th place. Well, why haven't we seen Michael Dunlop running at the front? I'm confused.
So this is the 2nd place, Max Norton, 1951, Duncan Fitchett at the helm. Another 5 minutes remaining. Perfect colour scheme on the top of his crash helmet, as we have third position, Charlie Williams with the CW. Untinted visor, you can see him peering through those glasses. But don't be fooled by the look of that machine. Don't be fooled by the look of the old style leathers and the retro colour scheme to that crash helmet. There is still an awful lot of speed in that right hand there, isn't there?
A lot of fire in the belly as well, and that's what's important. You know, he's looking for a double victory here if he can possibly pull it off, but it's a mountain to climb because they're a good way down the order.
Here's Adam Child.
Adam Child, Motorcycle News journalist, and no mean racer himself, having done a couple of TTs on that G80CS matchless he shares with Stuart Tong, which basically the pushrod engine started life as a scrambles engine, the 500cc matchless. The proper racer was called the G50. Anyway, the number 5, Lothar Singer on board. We saw him, he can pedal fast yesterday.
This is the battle, Barry, for 5th.
Indeed.
Between Scott Smart, who's now aboard the number 45 there,
and Lothar Singer.
And Lothar Singer just a little bit behind him. So there's a big battle going on here. Scott really leaning off that bike. Former 250 racer, 500cc GP racer, World Superbike, British Superbike. And now here at the Goodwood Revival and really getting into the spirits. And as I said yesterday, don't forget, he is the nephew of Barry Sheene.
I'm a bit, yes, indeed, and Barry Sheene would have been 66 today, as I said at the outset. He would be loving this action. I'm a bit disappointed we haven't seen Michael Dunlop running at the front. Obviously, when Mike Hose slowed coming past you, apparently with a problem, then you said he got his speed back, got going again. Maybe all is not well with that bike, Toby, because certainly I would have expected them to be running a little bit higher up than 8th place.
Over the line comes Scott Smart. He looks over to his pit board on the right-hand side. For those of you watching in the car park, there is Barry Sheene's original motorhome parked in the car park. Maybe we need to wheel it onto the home straight and use it as part of the victory celebrations for the winners on the podium in this race. Real history all around us here at Goodwood Revival.
Still in 3rd place, the Williams-Farrell Rudge. 4th place, Adam Child, looking good, no doubt about that. Smart Perez in 5th. 6th, Lothar Singer, Klaus Ottlinger. Steve Parrish now on the bike up to 7th place, having taken it over from Mick Hemmings. But our race leader, you're looking at him now, John McGuinness, who absolutely loves putting his leg over a motorcycle. It's what he enjoys. He does it all the time. He's ridden a bit of speedway. He's ridden a bit of motocross. He plays around with bikes all the time, as indeed do his children. Number 17, Tony Smith, having taken over from his wife Sophie on the 500cc BSA Gold Star.
Shaking his head, unfortunately. Maybe there's a bit of a problem with the motorcycle. Brian Morrison on the number 2 there, former world endurance champion.
There he is.
Good to see him racing again.
Isn't it?
And even he was, I'm not sure about the weather yesterday, but he's being repaid with a beautiful sunny afternoon to go racing in.
And he's in 10th afternoon. He's in 10th place, so not too shabby for Brian Morrison, making his first appearance here at the Goodwood Revival. Just over a minute remaining as John McGuinness marches imperiously on to victory here.
He's going to have to do another lap, Barry. He'll be over the line before 0 hours.
Yeah.
So a lap and a couple of corners still remaining for McPint.
Well, I expect he'll relish the chance to do another lap on that beautifully prepared 500cc Max Norton. He's at the chicane. You know, he's going to do, yes, he's certainly going to have to do another lap. Glenn English did a cracking job on that. In third place is Duncan Fitchett and Sam Clues. Sam Clues confusing me, certainly in the early stages, wearing coloured leathers, because yesterday that was not the case. Smart Perez.
John McGuinness on his last lap here at the Revival for 2016, and what a result it's going to be for John McGuinness at his very first time riding here at the Revival. Here is Duncan Fitchett on the number 34. He's in second place. He starts his last lap aboard the number 34, the motorcycle that Kevin Schwantz was going to ride at the beginning of the week but pulled out.
Runner-up
but what
yesterday.
A result for the owners and for the mechanics and everybody involved in all of the motorcycles here this weekend. But surely one of the standout rides has been here from Charlie Williams in the wet and in the dry.
Going to get another podium unless it all goes pear-shaped on the final lap. They're in third place, and they're a good bit clear of the chasing Adam Child. So, ladies and gentlemen, when John McGuinness comes around to take the checkered flag, he's got about half a lap of the 2.38 mile Goodwood circuit to do. John McGuinness on his way then, ladies and gentlemen, to victory here. The checkered flag will come out this time round. We would like a superb Goodwood ovation for John McGuinness when he takes the checkered flag. He's charging away down the back now. Look how good he is at the chicane, heading towards the start-finish line. It's John McGuinness, ladies and gentlemen, taking victory. Put your hands together for John McGuinness on the Norton. Over the line he goes to get the checkered flag, and a terrific, terrific ride from him.
Back.
Wow.
How did he miss
the Ferrari?
Missed the Ferrari. That was a heart-in-mouth moment, not just for Richard Mines, but also for Joe Bamford as he saw it getting closer and closer.